Free Trump! Free Trump! Free Trump! Can you imagine the scene outside the jailhouse if they find Trump guilty? So I want to talk about what's going on today. Trump, first day at this civil trial in New York. Was he able to make it through the floodwaters there? Thought about doing a video about that tomorrow. But I've got some stories for you at Reuters and at the AP about this. Just to give you a little background, Trump, his business, and his two adult sons, or businesses rather, and his two adult sons are accused of inflating assets by as much as $1.9 billion to $3.6 billion per year between 2011 and 2021. Meant to save hundreds of millions of dollars on loans and insurance. Sounds like a smart business practice to me. Now, of course, this is being brought by Attorney General Letitia James, or New York Attorney General Letitia James. And she's claiming that his associates, that Trump and his associates, used incorrect figures for the sizes of his properties and false or highly unrealistic assumptions about their development potential to arrive at these inflated values. Well, I don't think that Attorney General Letitia James, that she's ever heard of something called the cap rate, or NOI, net operating income. Now, if you go over to the AP, and the judge, by the way, his name is Arthur Engoron. Now, he's decided that Trump is guilty. He's still going to hear 6 remaining claims in James's lawsuit. Also mirroring what the report says here at Reuters, exaggerating his wealth by as much as $3.6 billion. Now, among the allegations are that Trump claimed that his Trump Tower apartment in Manhattan, a 3-story penthouse replete with gold-plated fixtures, was nearly 3 times its actual size and worth an astounding $327 million. No apartment in New York City has ever sold close to that amount, James said. Now, Trump valued Mar-a-Lago as high as $739 million. We'll see if this is really true, because I have an article here at the Palm Beach Daily News, I think it is, about this listing on Zillow. This erroneous error on Zillow that Trump had nothing to do with. Now, I didn't vote for Trump, but just to show you how ridiculous this case is, because you're going to have to prove, there's 3 things you have to prove here. You have to prove that Trump intentionally defrauded the state of New York or New York City. You're going to have to show that somebody was harmed, and you're going to have to show how that person was harmed. Can I talk today? But that's what you're going to have to show here. Who was harmed? How did it affect the real estate values in New York City? And was there any damage caused by this? So they're saying here at the AP that this is more than 10 times the reasonable estimate of its worth. Trump's figure for the Palm Beach, Florida private club was based on the idea that the property could be developed for residential use. Mar-a-Lago is really a resort. It's Trump's residence, but it is a resort. Boy, I can't get the words out today, I'll tell you what. Well, it's a one-take video. It is what it is. While Trump lives there, deed terms prohibit further residential development on the property, James said. Trump has denied wrongdoing, arguing in sworn testimony for the case that it didn't matter what he put on his financial statements because they have a disclaimer that says that they shouldn't be trusted. Now, if you go to this article, well, let me get into this for a moment about what a cap rate is and an NOI is. A cap rate is the estimate capital from a particular property. You believe that you're going to bring in X amount of dollars every year. I work for a hotel, so I'm very aware of this. We have to sell so many rooms a week, so many rooms in a month and a year to meet our revenue goals, to meet a profit. And then you have what's called an NOI, the net operating income. So this is revenue minus expenses, and that tells you what the net income of that property is. So let's say that you own some farmland, you want to grow soybeans. Well, an appraiser is going to look at the profitability of that parcel of land. How many soybeans can be grown in a year? I told you I can't talk today. How many soybeans can be grown on that property or that parcel of land in a year? How much does it bring in? And will that return be seen in the future? Can you sustain that value of the land? Because if there is no value in the land, in the soil to grow, let's say, soybeans, it's not going to be worth anything. If you don't have access to water, it's not going to be worth anything because you need water to grow these plants. You need certain nutrients in the soil to grow soybeans. So according to the Palm Beach Daily News, former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in Palm Beach did not sell for $422 million on August 4th. Now, this is an article that goes back to August 25th of this year. This is by Daryl Hoffenheinz, last name Hofheinz. Despite recent media reports based on an erroneous sold listing that appeared on the real estate website Zillow. But a spokeswoman for Zillow on Friday afternoon attributed the initial listing to erroneous information provided to the popular website. But even so, the listing gained media attention in stories initially published by the Daily Express and later Newsweek. Trump's son Eric Trump on Friday released to Newsweek a statement denying the sale. Let me scroll down to the bottom of the article because they get into what the property is actually worth. Somewhat of a lengthy article here. Let me find it. So for the 2023 tax rolls, the county appraisal team this month assigned Mar-a-Lago an estimated market value of $37 million and a preliminary taxable value of about $33.4 million, up from $31 million and $30.36 million respectively last year. And I was looking at what it costs to rent at Mar-a-Lago. I think it's roughly about $195,000 a month. I think that brings in about $2.3 million a year per resident living at Mar-a-Lago who's renting from Mar-a-Lago. So there's all these factors that have to go into whatever property Trump owns, whether it's Trump Tower, Mar-a-Lago, you name it. All these factors have to be considered. And again, Letitia James is going to have to prove that there was fraud here. That Trump intentionally overinflated the price of these properties, that he caused damage to the surrounding properties or to the value of these surrounding properties in New York City. I would really like to know the amount of property damage that was done from this storm Ophelia, which apparently Mayor Eric Adams wasn't well prepared for. Like, sent out this alert about this storm at the last minute. So I thought I'd come here and talk about this. Latest with Trump in this civil lawsuit, and he made a statement calling out the judge, calling out Letitia James. I really don't think they have a whole lot to stand on here. So tell me what you think in the comments section below. Now, I, again, didn't vote for Trump, but I don't like our officials going after people like this. And you have to have real proof, solid evidence showing that this person was involved in X, Y, or Z, and they're guilty of it. Now, the odd thing is, this judge alone found Trump guilty. So there was no jury in this trial. No jury whatsoever. And there should be a jury in this trial. Even in a civil trial, you should have a jury. And they should be deciding whether or not that person is guilty or innocent based on whatever the facts are. Whatever happened to innocent before being proven guilty? And they're doing this just before the 2024 election? Something just doesn't add up here. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. You can also follow me at Instagram, hashtag Jason Composes, because I write music in my spare time. And thank you, by the way, for letting me stumble through this one-take video. Or go to X, Culture Confederacy at alt. You know, I should just start the video over now. I'm hitting stuff here in my apartment trying to do this video. Couldn't even get the graphic right. I mean, it's just one of those days, you know. My day off, but I'm having fun. I'm having fun. So find me at X, Culture Confederacy at X, formerly Twitter, or Culture Confederacy at Culture Confed1 on X. This is the Culture Confederacy saying peace out. Stay safe, everybody. God bless this thing called the United States. And you know how we do it here. This is where the past crashes with the present. I'll catch you next time. And you all have a great Monday.